Welcome to The Secret of the Haunted Mansion, written by Miss Clams, Class 4C. Every October 31st at 12 o'clock midnight, a secret mansion appears out of nowhere. The night is pitch black and stormy. The wind is howling through the windows like the shriek of a werewolf. The thunder is as loud as a nuclear bomb exploding, which could wake the dead. The lightning is as bright as the corona of the sun. Many people have searched for this deadly secret mansion because of the stories they have heard about the hidden treasure, but none have returned.
On one Halloween night, David, Rick, Brandy, Laura, and BJ decided to go out searching for the secret mansion to find the hidden treasure. They had heard stories that Canyon Elementary had clues of where to find its existence. As they got closer to Canyon Elementary, they saw a bright light flashing inside. They decided to investigate where and what the light was while searching for clues that would lead them to the secret mansion. They tried each outside door to find a passage, but found none to be open. Feeling very discouraged and disappointed, they slowly started to return home. As they passed the outside fourth grade doors, one of them swung wide open. Brandy screamed and Laura shrieked out, "Help! Help!" David, Rick, and BJ said, "Let's investigate!" So Brandy and Laura followed them into the building. Just as Laura stepped inside the door, it slammed shut and locked. They all screamed, "Ah!" Rick tried with all his might to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Rick tried to yell, but ended up whispering, "Come help me open this door." Everyone came to help. All of a sudden, the building turned into an unknown substance covered with thick, white, sticky cobwebs. The cobwebs were covered with a series of dead insects trapped inside them. Seeing this, the kids shrieked with horror and raced to the first opening they saw. Inside the opening was a secret door. They grabbed the handle of the door. It crashed down to the floor and transformed into a long, dark slide. One by one, a strange hand shoved the five of them down the slide. Laura screamed, "There's a tub of scalding water at the bottom of the slide!" BJ, David, Rick, Laura, and Brandy yelled, "Somebody help us!" As they were flying down the slide, they picked up so much speed that they flew over the cauldron of scalding water and landed into a pile of human bones with a crunch, snap, crackle. Crawling on their hands and knees, the kids discovered a button on the wall and decided to push it. Brandy pushed the button and a ghost swooped down and picked them up. The transparent ghost threw them to the basement level of the school. With their hearts beating furiously, they saw a hallway leading into a dark corridor. They decided to investigate the dark corridor. One by one, they spied through a keyhole of the door. Laura turned the handle of the door and they walked into the room. Saw a Frankenstein monster in one corner of the room with a knife through his chest and a note that said, "Go to the room where the ghost tells stories to find your next clue." BJ said, "I wonder what that clue means." David replied, "I've got it! It means go to the library!" So they all dashed to the library to find the next clue. As they approached the door, written in blood was a message that said, "Find the Book of Vampires" by James W. Hinckley. Rick tossed all the books off the shelves until he found the Book of Vampires. Inside the book on page 31, they found a message that said, "Go to where your stuff is stored, make a bad step, and you'll be gored." Brandy said, "That clue means to go to our lockers." Each one ran to their lockers to find clue number 4. Brandy opened her locker first, and a skeleton fell on top of her. She yelled, "Ah!" Laura opened her locker next, and a bunch of vampire bats attacked her. She swung out the element and they finally flew away. Rick pushed his handle up to open his locker. As he opened it, green toads with glowing yellow eyes leapt out on him. He covered his face and bellowed for help.
Help!
David quickly opened his locker number 214 and green slime covered him. He yelled, "Yuck!"
BJ finally opened his locker and saw a note. It said, "Turn left from your locker and walk 19 steps forward to your right. The hidden mansion will be in sight."
Each one lined up behind BJ and began counting the 19 steps.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
As they took the 19 steps, they found themselves in front of 4C's classroom door. BJ slowly turned the handle and peered inside the room. In the corner of the room was the hidden mansion. The others followed him in and walked toward the mansion. They saw a shiny light and a red squeaky door open on the mansion. Right before their eyes laid the treasure chest filled with gold, jewels, rubies, and diamonds. They each grabbed onto the treasure chest and ran for their lives. They dashed to the classroom door, but it vanished. So David quickly grabbed a chair and thrust it through the window. They each climbed through the window. As they looked back, the mansion began to disappear. They carried the treasure chest down to the soccer field, and Laura said,
Let's open it and divide it evenly among us.
Funneled their way through the treasure chest and sighted a golden box. They opened it. Inside was a note. It said, "Congratulations, you have solved the mystery of the haunted mansion."
As they read these words, all the people who had searched for the hidden mansion were returned to their normal selves instead of being the ghosts, vampire bats, toads, and skeletons that had haunted the hidden mansion. Thank you for listening to Mrs. Lamp's class's story.